Hello student, I am Dr. Barun from Medico Patna, and the today class is related to the nervous system. So the nervous system, the unit of nervous system is neuron, and there is some mechanism of transmission of nerve impulse and repolarization. So the during the depolarization, there is outer layer is positive part initially, and inner layer has the intracellular fluid has a negative part. So the outer part is positive due to the more sodium ion, that is extracellular fluid, and inner part is negative due to the more chloride ion and potassium ion respectively. So these are the respective terms. So the sodium ion outer side and potassium ion inside and chloride ion inside. So the initially outer membrane has positive charge, inner membrane has negative charge, and during the depolarization the sodium ion influx and outer has a negative charge and inner has a positive charge, and there is a development of action potential during the depolarization, and a stimulus is generated during the depolarization. And after that there is a efflux of potassium ion, that means potassium move from outside to inside, and there is again development of positive charge outside and negative charge inside. So the plus and minus outside and minus and plus inside, so there is a development of current due to plus minus and minus plus, and there is a transmission of nerve impulse. So during the depolarization there is a transmission of nerve impulse. So this is the normal condition, this is the depolarization, and this is the repolarization. And for maintenance of this, the 3 sodium ion influx and 2 potassium ion influx. So this is due to the sodium potassium pump mechanism. So the ratio of sodium potassium is 3:2. 3 sodium efflux and 2 potassium influx. So due to the presence of ATP age enzyme. And the next part is the nervous system, that is include the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and autonomic nervous system. So central nervous system includes brain and a spinal cord, and brain has mainly 3 parts: forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. And forebrain includes the mainly 3 structure: olfactory lobe, cerebrum, but cerebral hemisphere is 2, which is connected with corpus callosum, and that is diencephalon, which includes thalamus, hypothalamus, subthalamus, epithalamus. And midbrain includes the 2 structure, that is corpora quadrigemina and second is crura cerebri. And hindbrain has the 3 structure, that is called pons veroli, and then cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata control the respiratory center, cardiovascular center, and gastric secretion center. So CNS has brain and one spinal cord. 75 to 70% part is the cerebrum, which contains the frontal lobe. These are the frontal lobe, these are the parietal lobe, and these are occipital lobe, parietal and temporal lobe. And the spinal cord, which is responsible for the reflex arc, formation of reflex arc, that is the reflex action. And inside the spinal cord there is a gray matter, and outside that is white matter. Outside white matter, inside gray matter. But in the brain, that is outside gray matter, inside white matter, in cerebrum. And PNS includes the afferent and efferent nerve fibers. But PNS also includes the cranial nerve and spinal nerve. Cranial nerve includes the 12 pair, that is olfactory, optic, ocular, trochlear, trigeminal, that is abducens, then facial, auditory, glossopharyngeal, vagus, spinal accessory, and hypoglossal. So it may be motor, it may be sensory, and it mixed. Motor is 5 pair, and sensory is 3 pair, and mixed is 4 pair. So the olfactory, optic, and the auditory is sensory. And third, that is the accumulator, trochlear, and the abducens, and last 11, 12, that is spinal accessory and hypoglossal is motor, and rest is mixed. But the spinal nerve is always mixed, and it is 31 pair, that is 8 pair cervical, 12 pair thoracic, 5 pair lumbar, again 5 pair sacral, and 1 pair is coccygeal. So that is total 31 pair, all is mixed in nature. Sensory means transmission of nerve impulse from organs to CNS, and motor means transmission of impulse from CNS to organ. So the PNS include afferent and efferent. So afferent is sensory and efferent is motor. And motor is again divided into two parts. If motor, efferent nerve fiber transmitted to the striated muscle or voluntary, then it is called somatic neural system. And if this motor, your efferent nerve fiber transmitted to the smooth muscle or involuntary muscle, that is called autonomic nervous system. And it may be two types, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic generally increases the heartbeat, respiratory rate, and parasympathetic decreases generally. But sympathetic nervous system due to the release of adrenaline or sympathine or epinephrine. So this is also called three of hormones, fight, flight, and fear. And parasympathetic nervous system generally release acetylcholine, so it decreases their activity. So these are the overall nervous system and transmission of nerve impulse by the depolarization and repolarization. Thank you.